Dr. Joe and my twin Callie. We're sporting the Gamecocks today. Today we're going to show you my top 7 moderate knee pain exercises. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So these exercises are at the moderate level. They're still not high level yet, but if you feel like these are too much, I have a beginner level as well. So make sure and check that one out first and then come back to this one. So we're gonna start off lying down, and this is just gonna be a bridge. I really like bridges. They're great for the knees, they're great for the hips, and they're great for the back. So it's kind of a total package. When you're doing bridging, you want your knees propped up in a good, comfortable position. And when you come up, you're almost coming up one segment at a time of your back. But you don't really have to stop at each one. But instead of just coming straight up and down, you really want to go smooth and controlled, kind of bringing up one segment at a time and just getting into about a straight line. You don't want to end up arching your back, but you don't want to be sagging down here either. If you can't get quite to here, you might not be ready for these exercises yet. And then just kind of slowly come back down, rolling as well. So bridging should be nice, slow, and controlled. You should feel it kind of in your glutes back here and your hamstrings as well, which cross at that knee. So this is great strengthening exercise. And just start off with 10 to 15. You can do a couple sets of those and then a couple of that throughout the day. So several throughout the day. And again, if you really want to come down slowly, to make sure that you're getting that smooth motion. So the next one is going to be a clamshell exercise. Clamshells are a little bit harder than they look just because sometimes people don't do them correctly. I'm going to kind of prop up my head just so I can see you, but you really want to be comfortable. You want to lie your head all the way down. You don't want to end up straining your neck a little bit. Your hips should be perpendicular to the floor, straight up and down. A lot of times when people go into the clamshell, they'll roll their hips back, but then you're not quite getting the exercise that you want because you should feel it up here. And even though these are quote knee exercises, the glute medius has a lot to do with how your knee functions. So you want that to be strong as well. So your hips stay in this position the whole time. You're going to bring your knees up and your feet want to kind of be in alignment with the rest of your body with your knees coming out. Your feet are going to stay together, and then you're going to just lift that top knee up. But again, just go until you feel comfortable, because if I go any higher, then I'm going to want to roll back, and you don't want to roll back. So you're just lifting it up to about right there, and then nice and slow coming back down. So again, these are a little harder than they look like they are. Usually you can get to 3 or 4 and you're like, oh, well, this is pretty easy. But once you get past that, they get a little bit more difficult. So again, just start off with 10 or 15, a couple sets of those a couple times throughout the day. If that gets easy, then you can add a resistive band or an ankle weight on your thigh area to add some more resistance to that. So then the next one, even though we're counting it as one exercise, it's really going to be 4 put together. And we just call this the 4-way hip lying down. So to start off with, you're going to do hip flexion. So I like to prop up the opposite side. So if I'm working my left side, I'm just going to prop up my right because it gives me a target. You want to keep your legs straight. And by keeping it straight to help lock out the knee, if you pull your toes up towards you, that's going to help lock it out. And then you're just going to bring it up almost even to the other side. It doesn't have to be exact, but you don't want to kick it all the way up. And you don't want to just like bring it up to here. If you can't do that, you might not be quite ready for it yet. Come about even to the other side and then nice and slowly coming back down. You're really controlling it. Don't let gravity just drop it back down. So again, that is going to be about a 10 to 15 reps just until you get used to it. Couple times throughout the day, and you can start bumping it up if those become easy. So then the next one is a hip abduction, and I'm going to turn towards you, but you want the leg that you want to work to be on top. So now it would be my right side. So with this one, you can leave your bottom leg a little bent if you want to, just for comfort, but you want your hips and your top leg to be pretty much in a straight line. So you don't want your leg coming forwards. And the key to this one is to really help get the muscles on the outer part of the leg that go down and cross that knee joint. You want to pull your toes up and lead with your heel. And when I say lead with my heel, I mean coming up like this, not coming up like this. So when you come up, you're going to lead with your heel and you're actually going to go slightly behind you. And that's really going to help activate those glutes. So when I come up, I'm going up this way. I'm not just coming up forward like this, because then I'm using my hip flexors more than the outside. And I'm not coming up with my toes, because then again, that's working the front of my leg instead of the side. So pulling your toes up, leading with your heel, going back behind you, trying to keep that leg as straight as you can. So again, 10 to 15 of those a couple times throughout the day. Then you're going to roll over onto your stomach and you're going to do a hip extension. So again, these are called hip exercises, but all these muscles cross that knee, so they're really important to do as well to get that strengthening in the knee. So with this one, you still want to keep that leg straight. Sometimes if you are lying on your bed or your couch where you can hang your leg off or your toes off of it, it makes it a little bit easier. But I'm just going to prop it up like that, because still pulling up my toes helps lock out my leg. Now when you're lying on your stomach, you want to keep your hips on the floor. So it's not bringing it up like this, but it's really just bringing it up about right here. So it's not going to be high. You don't have to kick it up high, but you don't want to roll to get that leg up either. You really want to work those hip extensor muscles coming up and then nice and slowly coming back down. So again, 10 to 15, a couple times a day. If you get to 20, 25 and they're easy, then you can add an ankle weight onto it. So then we're going back again to the left side. You would just be rolling all the way around. So now we're going to do adduction, AD. So with this one, the leg you want to work is going to be on the floor. You can either prop your foot up behind it or you can prop your foot in front of it. I'm going to go behind just so you can see my leg. And again, make sure you're comfortable, make sure you're relaxing your neck, that you're not up like me. But again, pulling up those toes to kind of lock it out. And this time you're just bringing it up this way. So again, this one's not going to be a big motion either, but you want to try and keep that leg straight and you want to try and pull it straight up to work those inner thigh muscles or those adductor muscles. So once you get all of those worked around, now we're going to go back into the bridging, but we're going to make the bridging a little bit harder. So while I get the loop band around my legs, I want to thank some people on my wall of thanks. So thank you to Woody and Daisy, Steve S., Namish S., and Holly A. And if you want to find out how to get on my wall of thanks and support my channel, make sure and click on the description below. So with this time, with the bridges, you're going to use a band. So you're activating not only your glutes down here, but you're working the muscles on the side as well. So you're making these muscles work together. So this is a little bit harder. I'd start off with a really light band, nothing too crazy. But the goal is to keep your knees about the same width apart. So when you come up into the bridge this time, the band is going to want to squeeze your knees together, but you want to keep them out. So some people will do this. As they come up, their knees will come together. But you really want to keep them out and keep that equal distance apart the whole time. So when I'm coming up into that bridge, my knees are still just as far apart as they are when I'm coming back down. So again, you just want to do about 10 or 15 of those, and then you can do those a couple times a day. So the next exercise is just going to be a sit to stand. So this is kind of the pre-step to a full squat. But you still want to do all the same techniques, but you're actually going down into a sit instead of just squatting down. So you want your feet about shoulder width apart. You can do it slightly further apart than that. And your toes are going forward. When you go down into the sitting position, you really want to stick your booty back when you bend. You don't want your knees coming in front of your toes. So you're really coming down, almost trying to find that chair when you're sitting down and then coming back up. So really try and control it coming down and then control it coming back up as well. So again, this isn't quite a squat yet. You're actually going all the way down and sitting and almost resetting yourself and then coming back up. So this one might be a little bit more difficult. Maybe just start off with 5 to 10 and see how you feel. And if they feel okay, then you can progress from there. So then the next one is just going to be heel toe raises. So I like to hold on to something to start off with. If you've got a little bit of balance issues, make sure you've got a countertop or a sturdy chair or even the wall to hold on to. But same kind of thing, you're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart, and then you're just going to come up on your toes, raising your heels, and then slowly come down. That's the key. And then bring your toes up. So when I bring my toes up, I'm not sticking my booty out. I'm lifting those toes up, working the front shin area, the anterior tibialis, and then coming back up on my heels. So just nice, slow, controlled motion. And then if that becomes easier, then you can kind of stop holding on and then working your way up from there. But make sure you hold on to start off with. And so then the last one is just a single leg stance. So you're working on balance a little bit. And again, it's not directly working on the knee, but balance has a lot to do with our ankles, knees, and our hips. So you really get a good benefit getting exercises for the knee when you're doing balance exercises. So it's just like it sounds, it's a single leg stance. Again, maybe have something to hold on to start off with. You can start off with 2 hands, maybe then 1 hand, just a finger, and then nothing at all. But maybe start off with just 10 to 15 seconds, and you can see I'm moving around a little bit, and that's okay. And then make sure you're switching sides. So again, you don't have to go crazy with it, that 10 to 15 seconds, but then you can work your way up to 30 seconds and then a minute if all of that becomes easy. So there you have it. Those were my top 7 moderate knee pain exercises. If you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe. Where can we? Yeah, down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.